Hey guys, welcome back. I'm not 100% sure how to start this video. This is a relatively serious topic that I'm going to try to put a little bit of a fun spin on. Even though I am going to try to make it a little bit of a funny take, I do think this is something that is very relevant to the world we live in right now, and I do think it's going to offend some people. One of my friends even told me, like, I really don't think you should make this video. I think it's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. And it's just such a taboo, sensitive issue these days. But I decided to ignore him, and I'm going to do it anyway. So, as you can see from the title, the topic of this video is everything is racist. So I kind of wanted to pull out some examples of things that we have now been told are racist and just how ridiculous we have become in this society. You guys know I tend to rant a little bit more about the left, and I think especially the left, how they have completely brainwashed us into thinking that everything is sexism, everything is homophobia, everything is racism, that we're being so massively oppressed, and it's gotten completely crazy, okay? And it has. It's just these things are now, it really makes me go like, these people have way too much time on their hands to be even thinking about these kind of things. And before we even get into it, I really want to say one of the reasons why I'm so upset about this is because I feel like words have meaning, and when you go around and just call everything sexism, everything racism, everything homophobia, at some point people just kind of stop caring. They don't take it serious anymore. There's that really famous fable about the boy who cried wolf. Well, you cry wolf so and so many times, after a while people start just kind of... And then if something really egregious and terrible happens that really is homophobic or really is racist, people are just going to kind of go, oh, another racist thing, So I'm going to insert pictures so you can see what I'm talking about, but I'm also going to try to link everything so you can watch it yourself. And the first thing is, obviously, math is racist. So you can watch the video of this woman. She's being interviewed. She's a professor. She also did like another interview where she was saying how eating meat is misogynistic. Also stupid as hell. But yeah, so her theory, as far as I can understand it, is math is racist because people used math to count slaves. Ergo, math is racist. It's literally mind-bogglingly stupid. As if math had never existed prior to slavery or after slavery. It was literally invented just so that slaves could be counted. I mean, just the idea that somebody would take the time to think of something like that is just so preposterous and stupid. The next thing, white people, and what's this actress's name? I forgot her name. Kristen Bell. So she recently just stepped back and said that she's not going to be the voice of a black character in a cartoon anymore because that is racist. Now, again, this literally makes no sense to me. Wouldn't that actually be the opposite of racist, to say that black people can voice white characters can voice black characters, Asian people can voice Hispanic characters? I mean, like, that is actually the opposite of racism. Plus, if you are going to say a white person shouldn't voice a black character because they don't sound black, that is racism. That is racism. I mean, like, for years and years and years and years, black people have gone and said, what do you mean I sound like a black person? Like, you can't, like as if black people sound a certain way and white people sound a certain way. That is actually the definition of racism. By now, saying a white person can't voice a black person because they don't sound black, that is so offensive. That is actually literally saying that black people don't talk like white people, which will then lead And you know it will then lead down this path where people will be like, black people speak Ebonics and they don't use proper grammar and all this kind of stuff. That is the epitome of racism. The fact that somebody would think to say that, it's just mind-boggling. It is literally mind-boggling how we've completely flipped the arguments of what constitutes racism and what doesn't. The map. Oh my god. I don't know, you guys, like this video went around on Facebook and a friend of mine put it up on their Facebook and I watched it and I was just like, no, it was my cousin. And I literally was like, oh my god, are you actually watching this and in any way, shape, or form thinking this is true? You guys, if you haven't seen this video, you have to watch this. So this is this old white lady and she's claiming that the map is racist for two reasons. First, she says because the map places the America or the United States in the middle of the map. Wrong. Show me one map, show me one world map where the United States is in the middle. It's never in the middle. The middle is always the Atlantic Ocean. Always. Always. The very center of the map is always the Atlantic Ocean. So that was just a flat out lie. It was just a flat out lie. Just like it's racist because they put the USA. And even if they did put the USA in the middle, what does that have to do with racism? Nothing. Then the other thing she was saying is like, the map is also racist because all those countries in the north are distorted to be bigger than, let's say, the countries in the middle or Africa where, brown, black people live. Okay. First of all, how uneducated would you have to be to not understand why that is? You are taking a spherical shape and you're changing it into a two-dimensional shape, and that causes distortions. So to combat these distortions, yes, the very, very north of the map and the very, very south of the map is larger than what it actually is. What does that have to do with racism? Nothing. Especially since the top part, that is actually the distorted part, there's like nothing, nobody even lives there. I mean, it's like the Arctic and the Antarctic. There's nobody living there. It's not like it's full of white people, and they're like, oh, let's make all the white countries look big. It's like they made Greenland look bigger, which actually probably northern Canada, which if anything has a larger population of like Inuit or native people, which technically would be brown people, not white people. Northern Scandinavia also would be more Inuit probably than anything else. Just absolute lunacy, just complete lack of understanding of basic fundamental ways that things work. And it's just, and then it's so offensive then to put the racist label on it. Like not even understanding basically why the science behind something, why something is the way it is, and then just blatant, like it's so offensive to black people who really do have to deal and struggle with true racism to then go and make something so stupid, Next thing I wanted to point out, so Emma Watson is obviously racist. So if you guys remember, right around the time when George Floyd when that whole fiasco happened, which again, everybody, I don't know anybody is like, I think of myself as a centrist, but I didn't know anybody on the right or on the left. Nobody in any way, shape, or form thought that was justified. It was wrong. It was evil, But then a lot of people on Facebook and I don't know, maybe all the other apps. I don't have anything else. They all put like that black square up as like solidarity. I did not do it. I blatantly, because to me, I thought it was just really cheesy virtue signaling, and I actually thought it was very offensive to black people to put up a black square. Like, I feel like there's so many more things that you can do to show true solidarity with the black community than to put just like some silly square up and be like, oh, look at me, I'm a good person. So for me, that whole thing was like, anyway. But anyway, so Emma Watson did it, and she had a white border around it. So you guys can look up a lot of the tweets and stuff that she got, but apparently Emma Watson's a racist because she put a white square around the black square which symbolizes that she actually thinks white people will always actually be in control over black people. I mean, there's actually people out there who are analyzing and thinking about these things. I mean, like, how big of a, I'm sorry, I can't think of a nicer way to say it, but how big of a loser would you have to be to actually spend time thinking about something like that? And especially Emma Watson. I mean, Emma Watson is the queen of the leftist, most leftist ideas. I mean, just completely everything that comes from the left, she believes it. I mean, the idea that anybody would then go and say that she's racist is so ridiculous. I mean, like, it's, I don't know. So, I wanted to CoCo Puffs. CoCo Puffs are racist. Why are they racist, you wonder? Well, they are racist because they're black or whatever color, brown, and there's a monkey on the box. So now I know that there is like this history of, people saying derogatory things towards black people by referring to them as like monkey or whatever. So I can but like at the same time, the fact that somebody would look at this cereal box and say, the food inside this cereal box is black and there's a monkey on it. The person who created this obviously was thinking black people are like monkeys. I mean, it literally gives me an insta migraine. Like that somebody would actually take the time to. That's like me looking at like Fruit Loops and going like, it's a bird with a rainbow nose on it, and they call it a fruit, and fruit is an offensive term for gay people. Obviously, Fruit Loops are homophobic. I mean, the fact that there's people sitting around taking the time to put these links together to try to find something that is offensive somehow to somebody it's just mind-bogglingly. What kind of world do we people would even like. I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin. Where would you even start building bridges with somebody like that? Like somebody who would literally think about something like that. Somebody who would actually, I don't know. It literally just does not make any sense to me. Actually, when I first thought about making this video, I thought I was going to do it in the morning. But then this morning I didn't have time. And I was thinking about like how I was going to drink my black coffee and just kind of be like, I'm drinking black coffee. And, the fact that I'm drinking black coffee as a white person obviously means that I somehow think that it is okay for white people to ingest blackness or something. Literally, we've just gotten to a point where it's just absolute insanity. It is absolute insanity. And I don't know if you guys paid attention, almost the vast majority of these stories, and if you look at the vast majority of these stories and where people are getting called out for being racist and all this kind of stuff, the vast majority of it come from white people. The vast majority of it come from white people. And you know what? I have to honestly say, if there is one thing I really feel ashamed of when it comes to being white, is how patronizing we have become towards the black community. If there's anything that actually would make me think that there is rampant racism going on in this day and age, it is by how patronizing white people are towards black people. Literally, we're saying, you're not smart enough to get into school, so we have to give you affirmative action so that you have a chance to get into school because you're not smart enough to do it on your own. Oh, we have to make hiring ratios because you're not talented enough to get a job by yourself. Oh, we have to, we have to make everything racist so that we have a reason to like give you money or something for free because you couldn't possibly function on yourself. That is so patronizing. Black people are just as smart, just as talented, just as hardworking, are just as capable of achieving all these things without white people constantly having to virtue signal to them. I find it so incredibly patronizing, and I literally feel like black people are literally, I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I just imagine black people in this day and age kind of just sitting back and going like, these cracker losers have lost their mind. These crackers have lost their mind. I mean, I mean, if I was a black person, I wouldn't want to be around white people anymore either. I mean, they probably think, man, these white people have just gone crazy. They're seeing racism in math. Like, I would be like, I don't even know where to start with you anymore. I mean, it has just gotten so patronizing. It is so patronizing how white people think that black people are just so fragile and so incapable of anything that we just constantly have to protect. We have to protect them from CoCo Pops. We have to protect them from the map. Oh my God, protect black people from the map. I mean, like, I don't think black people need our protection. I don't think black people need our encouragement. I don't think black people need our hiring quotas. They are just as capable and just as strong as all the rest of us, and they can do it on their own. I mean, like, it's so patronizing. Like, if I was a black person in the United States these days, that would bother me more than all these other things that they're constantly being told. I would just be like, white people, back up, or not back up, back off. This is not your fight. This is not your, like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, it is, I don't know. And something there's two things I want to add to this with two people, for those of you guys who are still here. And one is, so the Smithsonian museum, I guess there's like one part of the museum that's for like black history or something. And I don't know if this has actually been, but like a lot of the podcasts I followed, like this came out maybe like a month or so ago. And they wanted to hang up a sign in this museum saying how, you know, how black people are being oppressed by having to follow white norms, and how that is racist, of course, because everything is racist. And I'm going to read to you guys some of this stuff. And again, this is what I'm just saying, like, how I would be so offended if I was a black person. I would be so offended by how patronizing white people have become. Like, that is a way bigger issue to me than any of it, like everything I've just said. Okay, so first point is rugged individualism. Independence and autonomy are highly valued. So, you know, that's a white trait. That's a white trait. Family structure, the nuclear family, father, mother, 2.3 children is the ideal social unit. Husband is the breadwinner, wife is homemaker and subordinate to the husband. So that's another white trait. This is the one that really gets me. Emphasis on scientific method. Objective, rational, linear thinking. How are black people not offended by this? This is so offensive. I mean, like, they're literally saying it is a trait of whiteness to think objectively and to think rationally. You know, to understand quantitative emphasis, cause and effect relationships. This is being put into a black museum. It's so offensive. It's so offensive to tell black people it is a white trait if you can think objectively. Protestant work ethic. Hard work is the key to success. That's a white trait. I mean, if you're hardworking, you're selling out if you're a black person. I'm sorry, I keep doing the bunny ears. If you're a black person and you're working hard, you're selling out because that is a white trait. As a black person, you shouldn't work hard. Obviously, you should be lazy because black people are lazy. It's amazing. If you didn't meet your goals, it means you didn't work hard enough. I mean, you guys, I will put a picture, and I'm also going to link it down below. You guys can read it yourself. But status, power, and authority. You should respect authority. Wealth equals worth. So these are also white traits. Future orientation, plan for the future, delayed gratification. These are white traits. So if you plan for the future as a black person, you're acting white, because black people should be lazy, according to what's being hung into this museum. Black people shouldn't plan for the future. You shouldn't believe in having a family. These are all white people traits. And shame on you as a black person if you think you have to follow them. Time. Time is viewed as a commodity. Follow rigid time schedules. These are also white traits. You shouldn't be on time, obviously. Communication, here it is. Oh, this is one of the things I didn't put in because that was... English is also racist, by the way. You can look it up. There's like 5 or 6 TED Talks talking about how racist English is. Yeah, and the King's English. Correct grammar rules. That is part of whiteness. And if you follow that, then you are a sellout to them. I mean, like, this is literally what I'm saying. It's kind of like, we have... I don't understand how black people can be part of the liberal or the left. They have become so patronizing, and not just to the black community. This is true for the gay community, for the trans community. They are so patronizing. You literally have the left, and I'm going to hang this up. I'll put it like a picture and I'll put a link so you guys can read it. You literally have the left telling you that as a black person, to follow your black roots, you have to be lazy. You have to not plan for the future. You have to have poor grammar. You better not have a functional family life. You shouldn't be able to live independently or be independent. These are literally leftist ideals. The same left that is telling you that everything is racist, saying the most offensive thing ever about black people. I mean, I personally don't understand how so many minority groups just cling to the left when all they do is constantly tell us how incompetent we are, how we're completely oppressed, we're not smart enough to succeed on our own, we're not driven enough to succeed on our own, we're not hardworking enough to succeed on our own. It is just beyond offensive and patronizing. I cannot. I feel that that is actually what legitimately makes me feel bad for the black community and for any black person who believes that. That is where I think the apologies need to come in. I am sorry to any black person who has been made to believe that you cannot succeed on your own, that you are not smart enough to get into a good school, that you are not capable enough to get a good job, that you are not, that you don't have enough ability to build yourself a future and to be independent. That I'm willing to apologize for. All this crap that is supposedly racist, no, that is just absolute insanity. And the last thing I want to end this video with is, after giving all of these examples of legitimate lunacy, where people are making the idea of racism a complete joke, I want you to take a time to watch this video of Nick Cannon. I don't know what the rules are in terms of being demonetized or something. I don't really care about that anyway, because I don't make any money, but like my video being taken down. There's an interview with Nick Cannon, this was probably about 3 or 4 months ago, where Nick Cannon goes on a podcast and literally says that all white people are evil because goodness comes with melanin. So for those of you guys who don't know, melanin is what like makes you your skin color, the skin color it is. So black people have a lot of melanin, white people have less, and obviously the shades depending is how much melanin you have. And he actually says that the more melanin you have, the better of a person you are. So if you have no melanin, like white people or little melanin, you obviously have to be evil. And that is true racism. That is true racism. And you know that he did not have to apologize for that? Try to search it. The only thing he had to apologize for is for saying anti-Semitic things. You know, he did not have to apologize for saying things like all white people are evil because they don't have melanin. I mean, you guys, like, whoa, come on. I mean, like, come on, you guys. I mean, it's time to reel back the crazy. I know a lot of you want to hold on to this belief the left is there for us and the left cares about minorities and all this kind of stuff, but it's gotten like here. I mean, it needs to be reeled back. It's not even close to the realm of anything logic-based, truth, nothing. It is just absolute insanity. And a joke, and offensive, and patronizing. I can't say that word enough. Patronizing. I would be so upset if I was a black person in 2020 in the US. I would be so offended, not by any of the things I mentioned, but by how patronizing it is. How patronizing white people are towards black people in terms of, yeah, and I've said it too many times. I just can't get over that. I can't get over the fact that that is not something that more black people don't talk about. And more gay people. Like I was said too, like for me, one of the reasons that I just can't deal with the left is because I find them so patronizing, constantly telling me that as a gay person, you can't succeed, you can't come past. Like, screw that. I have made a success out of my life despite the fact that I'm gay, and being gay will not hold me down. And if I have to hide harder and be smarter and be more talented, then I will do that. But I'm not going to just be like, I'm not going to be told by somebody that I cannot succeed. That is so patronizing. Anyway, comments, feedback, what do you guys think? I would really, really love to hear from any black viewers that I have. I feel like I have a few. How do you feel about this? Do you find this patronizing? Do you not? Do you feel like you guys need these handouts, or can you do it on your own? I don't know. I truly don't think that black people need these handouts to succeed. I think that they have the ability to do it on their own, and I think they or everybody would, at the end of the day, feel more accomplished if you did do it on your own. You know? Yeah. I don't know. Feedback, comments, likes, dislikes, you know, if you're super angry about this. I don't know. I don't feel like it was that offensive of a video, but I guess I'll find out by what the comments are. Also, email. I have an email. If you guys have emails, if you want to talk about something more specific that you don't feel comfortable leaving in the comments. And hopefully you guys are all doing well, and take care. Bye.